Hello and welcome to my Today in History channel. My name is Sotonye Afiesimama. If you're a subscriber, thanks for your support. If you're a returning visitor, I appreciate you dropping by again. Why not subscribe to that so that you'll receive updates of my video uploads? If you're here for the first time, welcome to my channel where I discuss events that occurred on this day in history, with a view to informing, hopefully entertaining, and most importantly, learning lessons from positive events and mistakes of the past, and hopefully not repeating those mistakes. Because as the saying goes, history tends to repeat itself. So guys, let's get cracking with today's important events as recorded in history. First, we'll start by rolling back the blind, and we are going to the country of Spain. The year is 1661, and Charles II, I would assume that the Spanish would call him Carlos. Well, this is Charles II, who ruled Spain from 1665 to 1700. He was the last monarch of the Spanish Habsburg dynasty. He was born on this day in 1661. So essentially he ruled Spain from the age of 4. Obviously a 4-year-old can't rule a country, so I'm sure they had people who stood in place of him until he became an adult. Don't know what they're called now. Regents, yeah, I think we would have had regents who would have made the decisions, important decisions of the Spanish Empire at the time. So anyway, Charles II was born on this day in 1661. In 1854, this guy pictured here, American bandmaster John Philip Sousa, who composed 136 military marches, was born on this day. He was also a conductor of the late Romantic era, known primarily for American marches, American military marches, I must emphasize. He's known as the March King or the American March King to distinguish him from his British counterpart, Kenneth J. Alford. Among his best-known marches are the Stars and Stripes Forever, Semper Fidelis, the Liberty Bell, the Thunderer, and the Washington Post. So, 1854, American bandmaster John Philip Sousa, pictured here, was born. Okay, let's see if I can find some more pictures of John Philip Sousa doing his thing. Okay, so first and foremost, there's another picture of John, and that's him and his band or orchestra. Well, we'll call this a band, won't we? Not sure what the difference is. John Philip Sousa Band. Okay, let's move on to the year 1860. On this day, Abraham Lincoln was elected President of the United States. His victory led to the secession of Southern states and the long and bloody civil war that lasted until 1865 and ended slavery in the United States. So, Abraham Lincoln elected President of the United States on this day in 1860. 1888, on this day, Benjamin Harrison, pictured here, of the Republican Party, was elected US President by an electoral majority despite losing the popular vote by more than 90,000 to his Democratic opponent Grover Cleveland. That happens quite a few times in American politics where A president wins a popular vote but loses the electoral vote, which is based on the electoral college. But anyway, so this was history as it happened on this day in 1888. Benjamin Harrison of the Republican Party was elected US president by an electoral majority, in spite of the fact that he lost the popular vote by 90,000, which isn't much. I mean, 1888, the population of America, I'm sure, was certainly over 50 million. So let's think about the electoral, those who were eligible to vote. We're talking about millions of people, even in 1888. So 90,000 would have been a huge percentage of the number of registered voters. Anyway, 1984, we're still in the US, elections again. President Ronald Reagan, pictured here, won re-election in a landslide victory over Democratic candidate Walter F. Mondale. So that is Ronald Reagan, who probably started the slogan, "Let's make America great again," which President Donald Trump picked up. So that's US President Ronald Reagan, the late Ronald Reagan, who won re-election in a landslide victory over Democratic candidate Walter F. Mondale. 1955, Mariah Shriver, American television journalist, full name Mariah Owings Shriver. She was born on this day, 1955. She is an American journalist, author, former First Lady of California, and the founder of the non-profit organization, the Women's Alzheimer's Movement. She was married to former governor of California and actor Arnold Schwarzenegger, from whom she filed for divorce in 2011, presumably for being unfaithful. So Mariah Shriver, born on this day in 1955. So happy birthday, Mariah Shriver. Okay, let's move on now to the year 1861, beg your pardon. So on this day in 1861, James Naismith, pictured here, was a Canadian-American athlete and educator. Born on this day, he died on the 28th of November 1939. Well, he was a Canadian-American physical instructor, educator, physician, Christian chaplain, sports coach, and innovator. The same year he left Canada for Springfield, Massachusetts, he invented the game of basketball. So that's the importance of this guy. He is the guy who invented basketball. He wrote the original basketball rule book and founded the University of Kansas basketball program. Naismith lived to see basketball adopted as an Olympic demonstration sport in 1904. And as an official event at the 1936 Summer Olympics in Berlin, as well as the birth of the National Invitation Tournament in 1938 and the NCAA tournament in 1939. Born and raised on a farm near Almont, Ontario, Naismith studied and taught physical education at Montreal's McGill University before moving to the United States, where he designed the game of basketball in late 1891 while teaching at the International YMCA Training School in Springfield, Massachusetts. 7 years after inventing basketball, Naismith received his medical degree in Denver, Colorado in 1898. So again, this is the guy who invented basketball. He was born on this day in 1861. His name again is James Naismith. That is the end of today's Today in History. It was a bit of a brief one today. Thanks guys for dropping by. I hope you enjoyed my content today. Do click on the like button. Also, again, if you haven't subscribed, click on the subscribe button and the notification bell as well. That's important so that you receive updates of my video uploads. Again, if you haven't liked the video, please do like the video. That is if you like it, and so that would help with the algorithm so that more people can see my content and It will help grow my channel ultimately. Thanks again, guys. I appreciate your support. Hopefully, I'll see you again tomorrow, the 7th of November, for another edition of Today in History. Take care, stay safe. Bye-bye.